In this video, I'm going to share with you the absolute best way for you to make money online headed into 2025, and there's going to be no BS or no fluff in this video. And in order for me to break down this video, I'm actually going to take you all the way back to lessons that you've learned in 8th grade economics, and I'm going to make it make so much sense, especially if you're a beginner watching this video right now. And you see, this is you right now. You're tired of the rat race, whether this is the education system or this is you, you're in a 9-to-5 job right now. You don't want to live an average life. You want to be exceptional. And you're looking for ways to make money online, but nothing has clicked yet. Maybe you're jumping from business model to business model and you haven't really seen any progress in any of them. And this is where you want to get to. You want to make 5 to 10K per month. You want to be fully remote so you can work wherever you want in the world. And you want time, financial, and location freedom, and just literally the freedom and flexibility to do what you want, where you want, when you want. That's what you want. And you see, that's exactly what I wanted when I was sitting here in my college dorm. I was working a job in retail. I was also attending college, and I started looking for ways to make money online, but I was bombarded by all these different videos of all these different business models, and they just seemed too complex for a beginner to actually make work. And at the time, I was literally just a normal person, like an ordinary person. I wasn't good at things like running ads, creating content, being on social media and all that stuff. And I eventually found info product sales, which allowed me to slowly bridge the gap to where I am now, where you'll often find me working by the pool all day on my business. And I'm going to cover how you can take advantage of the 2025 info product surge, which is happening. I'll explain what that means in a second. But I'm also going to give you a step-by-step formula after that you can follow to a T so that you can make your first dollar online by the end of the year. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. This right here is Alex Hormozi. Now you may or may not know who this is. I'm going to explain why this is important and relevant in a second, but he runs a company called Skool right here. He's the founder of this company, or he's the owner. And Skool basically is a platform that teaches you how to build your own online community, right? So there's people that talk about digital growth. There's people like Hamza in here. There's people that teach like how to do manifestation, etc. He basically runs this platform where all these business owners are starting online communities. He's an investor into Skool, which basically is a platform that allows you to start your own online community. Now, here's the thing. He is an investor in this business and he's looking to grow this business. And that's why if you follow this guy on Instagram, you see ads from him all the time trying to grow his business. Now, what does this actually mean and what does this have to do anything? Hormozi is pumping hundreds of thousands, if not maybe even millions of dollars a month in ads into his business, which is creating a massive supply of people starting their own online community. What does this mean for you? Well, all of these people starting online communities will eventually need people to help them grow their business. I mean, just think about it for a second. You have all of these people, because of Alex Hormozi, that are starting their own businesses, right? There's a massive supply. What do these people need? Well, as they start growing their business, they run into problems because, think about a business owner's plate. They have to worry about their messaging. They have to worry about their paid ads. They have to worry about their content. They have to worry about setting appointments. They have to worry about closing deals, onboarding clients, delivering to clients, their own internal mindset struggles. Like, this is stuff that they have to do every single day. And once they get to a certain point in their business, you just can't handle all of this at the same time. I've usually found that around the 15 to 20K per month mark, you can't go any further as a business owner all by yourself. And so this is where you come into play. So again, all these people need help eventually growing their business. And there's a massive supply of these people because of Alex Hormozi. And this creates an incredible opportunity for you where you can go in and learn the skill of sales, which is not that hard to learn, trust me. You can learn this in a few weeks, even a few days, and you can go in and work with one of these kind of businesses that are effectively being created by Alex Hormozi. And you can make 5 to 10K per month totally remote. And this is exactly what I did. And here's the best part of all. Your services are actually in demand because of Skool, right? So there's this massive supply of businesses coming in because of Alex Hormozi. These people need you. They need people in their business. They need people to work in that business. And it's not like corporate where these people will make you work on a specific schedule and all this trash. Like, these people are usually really chill about working with you. Now, this is why it's so important. Your skill is actually in demand if you do this. Most business models aren't in demand, and I'll prove it to you. Think about dropshipping, for example. Number one, it's been around since 2014. People have been talking about dropshipping for so long now, and there's hundreds of thousands of people that have already tried dropshipping, which means there's a greater supply, which if you know anything about supply and demand, if there's a greater supply, that usually means there's less demand because it's more abundant. The second reason is nobody really wants to buy increased priced items that are cheap shit from China. Let's be honest. And so what this means is you have business models out there like dropshipping, copywriting, SMMA, where there's all these people trying this stuff. There's an increased supply. There's less demand for these people's services and their businesses. And as a byproduct, they usually make less money because they don't have demand. They don't have people that actually want their services, right? So if you've ever run an SMMA, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You try and do outreach and people treat you like shit. They ghost your messages. They totally ignore you. They treat you like a piece of garbage. Whereas I have students in my program where I teach remote sales. They're offering their services where they're going to go in and sell for that business owner. And these people love it. Like I had a student that sent 2 outreach messages last night and he got 1 person wanting to work with him. That's unheard of in SMMA. And so as Alex Hormozi here continues to invest more and more money into growing his business of Skool, it's going to create a greater and greater supply of business owners that need your help. And the reality is, as a complete beginner, you should not be looking to start your own business because starting a business is complex. You have all these different things that you need to be good at in order to run your own business. And so the most logical thing then is to go in and work with a business. Now, again, it's not working some corporate job. It's a chill job that actually gives you freedom. But most importantly of all, you can build your skill set, you can work remote, and you can eventually get to the point where you can run your own business and do whatever the fuck you want. And so saturation in online business models, this is a term that people love to talk about. Oh, that business model is saturated. Let me explain this to you in perfect detail, and I'll tell you why this happens. So saturation happens in businesses when the supply exceeds the demand. So you have people like Iman Ghazi that talk about SMMA. Then there's all these guys that want to go out and start an SMMA. And so there's a massive supply. Well, the demand of people that actually need SMMA services is super low. And so when that exceeds it, then you get saturation. But if both the supply and the demand can increase at the same rate, surges in industries happen where lots of wealth is created. That's why dropshipping back in 2016 or SMMA back in 2019. These were really good business models because not too many people knew of these. So there wasn't that big of a supply and it actually met and matched the demand. It was closer. And my prediction, because of Alex Hormozi and because of Skool here, he has a massive amount of demand he has a ton of businesses that need people to go in and work in these businesses and help them grow effectively. So my prediction is either one of 2 things is going to happen headed into 2025 and 2026. It just depends. There's either going to be equilibrium. So equilibrium would basically be the supply of all of these, all of the people that are interested in doing info product sales, which is what I'm talking about here. All of you guys would actually meet the demand of all of these ads that Alex Hormozi is running and all these business owners that are needing salespeople. It would either match or the demand will actually exceed the supply, meaning they actually need you guys. And then it's the opposite of saturation. You're in demand and you get paid more. And so that's my prediction, right? And so this is how you can take advantage of what's currently happening in the landscape from a business owner's perspective. And this is just what I see in the market right now. And this is coming from somebody who's built a $50,000 a month business. I have to stay attentive to these things in order to grow my business. And so I can kind of see the overview of the field and what's currently happening right now. And this is the best thing for you to do as a complete beginner. Also, sales is a far less risky business model where things like drop shipping and copywriting and SMMA, these business models have a 5 to 10% success rate. It's really bad. And so now you're probably thinking, okay, great, Trevor, I'm interested. I hear you. This all makes sense, but how do I actually get started? And that's what I'm going to talk about for the next couple of minutes of this video. So the roadmap to getting to 3 to 5K per month in remote sales by 2025. So this is by 2025. This is pretty quickly. And I kept the numbers like a little smaller because you have to set realistic expectations whenever you do like online endeavors. And this is why there's a lot of scams and a lot of crap out there, because everyone tells you can make 10K per month in your first 30 days or 60 days. In reality, that's not true. 3 to 5K per month by the end of 2025 is doable though, if you actually apply all the information I'm about to share with you. And warning, this will take work. Do not expect to go into this and it to be a cakewalk, but if you're willing to put in the work, this is one of the most stable, surefire ways to actually get the goal you want. If you're not willing to put in the work, then this isn't for you, okay? Cool. Step 1 is you need to learn the fundamentals. So you need to learn the fundamental skill of appointment setting and closing. There's numerous ways to do this, but that's the first step you need to do. Number 2, you either need to have connections with people, or you can do outreach, which is what I referred to earlier in this video. You can do outreach to land your first position. And so, for example, inside of my one-on-one coaching program, I actually set a lot of my clients up in job opportunities because I have connections to business owners that actually need people to do sales for them. Right? So that's just an example. So you can use connections like that, or you can use Instagram outreach to land your first position. And then number 3 is once you land that first position, you do the work. And then you literally just focus on elevating your skill. And even if you land a position by 2025 and you're not making 3 to 5K per month yet, that's okay. Then either you have to focus on elevating your skill and get better so that you can make 3 to 5K per month, which isn't that hard to do. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Or maybe the offer you're on is not that great. And then you can just focus on getting a new offer. And so basically how this works, to summarize everything, the roadmap to getting to 3 to 5K per month by 2025, and I'll show you this on an actual calendar for when I'm recording this video right now, but it's learning one high value skill, ideally learning that from some sort of mentor or coach that can help you learn that, and then like 2 consistent months of putting in the work. And you can get there. You can get to the point where even if you're working a job right now or you're in college or something like that, you can at least have some sort of supplementary income where you're working like 20 to 30 hours a week. And it's getting you closer and closer to the point where you can eventually pull back from, the college route or your 9-to-5 job. And I actually did that exactly. I started making a little bit of money online, and then I'm like, okay, mom and dad, I'm dropping out of college. I quit my job and I went all in, and now I had the full day to go all in on that one thing, right? And so right now I'm recording this video on November 6th, so we're right here. And so learning the fundamental skill of sales, this usually takes most of the students that I work with inside of my one-on-one coaching program anywhere from 3 to 7 days. So just to be conservative for the sake of this video, let's call it 7 days. This is just learning the fundamentals, boom. Learning the basics, learning what actually is sales. How do you actually sell? How do you get good at sales? Tactics, things like that. And so now, Thursday, let's just say November 14th, now you're ready to actually start working in a position. And from my experience with the students that I work with, just about every student I work with lands their first position in the span of 2 to about 30 days. They actually do the outreach or they get a connection from me and they land their first position where they start doing sales inside of that business in 2 to about 30 days. So just to be conservative for the sake of this video, let's just call it 21 days. Let's go towards the upper end just to be conservative again. So let's call it 21 days. This would bring you through that week, and this would put you all the way into the 5th of December. So now on the 5th of December, assuming that you follow this to a T, now you're working in a sales position. You're doing the work. You're putting 3 to 4 hours a day in the side, and it's helping you slowly reach towards your goal of financial freedom. You're making sales. Like I had a student, Jared, who made $1,000 just in one day yesterday because he sells a $10,000 product, gets 10% of that. That's just an example. Or you can start making $1,000 in a week like Muhammad is doing, etc. And this is where like you have the entire rest of this month to lock in, get better, and get as close as possible to that 3 to 5K per month mark. Now, am I saying you're 100% going to do it? Not necessarily, because everyone's at different points. You have to elevate your skill set or you have to land a good offer. But is it doable? 100%. And it's actually doable for an average person or a normal person, as long as you come into this with the right expectation and you're hungry. Like, you're all in on this shit. You're not looking for like some little thing that may or may not work. Like, you're all in, you're committed, you're serious to this. And so if you watch this video and if you gain some value and you're 100% sure you want to do info product sales, it made total sense for how the supply and demand stuff worked, and that made sense to you, and you're also looking to work with somebody who's going to go in and hold your hand through this entire process of actually learning the fundamentals, landing your first position, and then what do you actually do after you land that position so that you can execute well inside of your role. If you're looking for one-on-one help in regards to that, I provide that exact same thing in my one-on-one coaching program, where we go in depth on exactly how you can go from 0 to anywhere from 5 to 10K per month with info product sales. I hold your hand through the entire process. And also, the advantage of working with me is I have connections to business owners that you can get connected with as a byproduct of being close with me and working with me. So hopefully that makes sense there. If you're looking for one-on-one help, I'll leave a link in the description for where you can book a call with myself. You and I can jump on a Zoom conversation. I can see if I can actually help you out, and I can run you through a little bit more about what I do, what the program looks like, what the price is, etc. And other than that, you guys take care. Hopefully you got some value out of this video, and have a fantastic rest of your day.